get dirty! Oh shit!
Do I look like a baby? Do I have a little sookie in my mouth? Am I wearing a little diaper? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, you know who it is, and I come at you guys back again once again with a brand new video. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to officially and finally introduce you guys to our team building video. And this team is built around Ultra Necrozma, or as you're seeing right now in its base form, known as Dusk Mane Necrozma. And I got to say that when I first used this Pokemon and built a team around it, I instantly fell in love with this team. Now, I understand that this team may or may not be perfect, and there's always room for improvement. So I want to ask you guys right now, if you guys have any suggestions for improvement for this team, then please leave your suggestions in the comment section down below to help me make this the absolute best team that there is, was, and ever will be. So with all that being said, guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for all of the support that you have shown these videos so far when it comes to competitive battling Pokemon and anything that is centralized around competitive battling in general. So with all that being said, guys, if you are new here to the channel, then be sure to smash the like button and also subscribe and turn on post notifications so that way you'll be the first to know when you see videos like these. With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the team breakdown. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what we got going on here is a really nice view of what looks to be outer space, and I can't tell if the sun is setting or the sun is rising. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you something that is rising is the hype for the main attraction of this team, known as Dusk Mane Necrozma. As you're seeing to the right and to the left, you see its ultra true form, Ultra Necrozma. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get started with the details. So, as you're seeing right here, for the ability, its base ability is going to be Prism Armor when it's in its Dusk Mane form. And when it transforms into its Ultra form, it changes its ability to Neuroforce. Now, for those of you guys that don't know how these abilities work, basically what Prism Armor does is it works like an improved version of Filter, meaning that it will reduce the damage of super effective moves by 25%, and this even works if your opponent has an ability that cancels out the effects of abilities such as Mold Breaker, and the list goes on. And Neuroforce is an ability that powers up the damage of super effective moves by 20%. It is a broken ability, either way you splice it. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, for the item of choice, in order for you to achieve the Ultra form of Necrozma, you are going to want to hold its signature Z Crystal, known as Ultra Necrozma Z. And this also paired with its signature move, Photon Geyser, turns into the move Light That Burns the Sky, which is a ridiculously gross, disgustingly broken move. So with that being said, let's now go to the nature. We're actually going to be going for a all-out attacking nature with a jolly nature up in this. So this is going to increase the speed and lower the special attack because we're not going to be needing it in this set. And what we got going on here for the EV spread, we're going to be going all out with 252 attack, 252 speed, and 4 into special defense, making this Pokemon as offensively oriented as possible. And then we get to the first move. It is going to be that of Swords Dance, and my god, this is what's going to make this Pokemon even more broken, because what this does is it increases the attack stat by 2 stages. That is ridiculous, especially when you pair it with its next move, Photon Geyser, which is initially a special attacking move, but what this does is it bases the damage off of the highest offensive stat that you have, and considering that the highest offensive stat is going to be your attack, when it's boosted by Swords Dance, Photon Geyser's power is going to be boosted even further. It is a move that is base 100 power, it is special, it is psychic, and not to mention, it also ignores the effects of the opponent's abilities, which is just... that is just absolutely disgusting, man. So anyways, the next move that we got going on is a must on this set, in my opinion, known as Earthquake, because this absolutely obliterates any Primal Groudon switch-ins, any Arceus Steel switch-ins, or any sort of switch-ins that happens to have a ground-type weakness. And then, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Sunsteel Strike, which is a Steel-type move, and it is like Photon Geyser, where it ignores the opponent's abilities, and this, if you were to use with Dusk Mane Necrozma, it is going to get stabbed, which is just going to hurt that much more, even worse in battle. And even when you are Ultra Necrozma and Sunsteel Strike loses its stab, it does not lose out on the terrifying power initially that this move has. So, with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are just scratching the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this team. So with that being said, let's move on to the next member of the team, and things just got dark for whatever reason. Oh, that's scary. I'm not liking this already. Ah! But without darkness, there can be no light. Without light, there can be no darkness. And the second Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen, happens to be that of the dark and flying type known as Yveltal. And this Pokemon, without a doubt, is one of the best ever when it comes to competitive battling. This Pokemon has so many uses up and down the wazoo. It is ridiculous. So let's go on to the details. Its ability is going to be that of Dark Aura, making this Pokemon even more dangerous because this boosts the power of all Dark type moves by 33%. That is ridiculous. It's essentially a buffed up version of Life Orb for Dark type moves with stab, all that stuff. Oh my god, that's just disgusting. And then we take a look at the item of choice. This is going to be that of Leftovers, and you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, this Pokemon is going to be an all-out defensive Pokemon, and in my opinion, may in fact be arguably the best defensive wall here in Ubers, and I'm going to explain that in a moment, so don't jump down my throat about that, okay? I get that there are bulkier Pokemon like Giratina Origin, or not Giratina Origin, I should say Giratina Altered, Lugia, all that good stuff, but they don't serve quite the dangerous functionality of a really solid physical wall like this guy. So we get to the nature. It is going to be that of a Bull nature, because we're not going to be needing to use the attack, and it's going to be increasing the defense stat even further. And speaking of attack, we're going to be running 0 attacking IVs on this set. And as for the EV spread, it's going to be 252 HP, 252 defense, and 4 into the special defense. And then we get to the first move, going to be the absolute crux of this set, known as Foul Play. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I say that Yveltal may arguably be the best physical wall here in the game, because what this does, Foul Play, is a move that uses the attack stat of your opponents against them. And given the fact that this is going to be boosted by Stab and boosted by Dark Aura, and if they try to set up on you with Sword Stance to boost their physical attack even further, Foul Play is just going to hurt them even worse. So I mean, this is going to be an absolute pain in the ass to deal with if you're the likes of an Extreme Speed Arceus, if you're the likes of Primal Groudon, the list goes on. Like, it is just absolutely ridiculously effective how this move right here can single-handedly make this Pokemon one of the best walls in the Ubers tier. So, up next, we're going to be going for Roost, and Roost is kind of like, I don't know, very important to run, because what this does is it keeps Yveltal healthy by healing 50% of the maximum health in that single turn, and given the fact that this Pokemon is hella bulky, this Pokemon is definitely going to be finding lots of opportunities to go for Roost and essentially be the bane of your opponent's existence. So, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got Taunt, and Taunt, my god, I love this move. It is such a great move to shut down opponent's setup. It is crazy, and not to mention, if you have really good prediction levels, and you are going to be predicting that the opponent is going to be switching into a Pokemon to try to set up on you, well then you can taunt them and shut down their attempted setup. It is disgusting, it is great, I absolutely love it. And last but not least, well, we're going to be going for that sexy Toxic, because this is a great way to nail any switch-ins that may try to threaten you out, like any bulky Fairy-type Pokemon, and the list goes on, and it is just absolutely amazing. It is also a great way to cripple the likes of Giratina and Lugia and opposing Yveltal if they try to one-up you. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is our second team member, and we have ourselves a beautiful view of the ocean. I might actually want to go for a swim now that I'm seeing the beautiful crystal clear lake. But of course, this lake is inhabited by our third team member known as Arceus Water. And this Pokemon, with its typing, bulk, and utility, my god, this came nearly an irreplaceable member of this team. So what we got going on here for the ability should kind of go without saying, it is going to be multi-type, and we take a look at the item of choice, going to be Splash Plate. Now, the plates and multi-type work hand in hand, same with the likes of Z Crystals, but in this situation here, we're going for plates, so The Splash Plate is what's going to activate Multi-Type to turn Arceus into a Water type, and this also turns its move Judgment into a Water type move and boosts the power of Water type moves by 20%. So we then get to the details of the set even further. We're going to be going for a timid nature, so that way you can decrease the attack and increase the speed even further, and we're going to be lowering the attack IV to 0. We are not going to be needing that, ladies and gentlemen. So we get to the EV spread. This is going to be 252 on the HP, 64 on the defense, and 192 on the speed, and the reason for this specific spread, ladies and gentlemen, is so that way you will always be able to outpace Mega Lucario by 1 speed point. And then we get to the details of the set. The first move should kind of go without saying, ladies and gentlemen. It's, you know, a really solid move known as Recover, which is going to be restoring 50% of your maximum health in a single turn. And given the fact this Pokemon has plenty of bulk to spare, you're going to find a great opportunity to go for Recover and spam that because of the next move here known as Toxic. And this, like Yveltal, is a great move to have on any sort of bulky Pokemon. So that way you can shut down Pokemon that try to switch in on you to absorb hits, because now they're going to be put on a timer and they're going to be whittled down even further with Toxic Poison damage. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves Ice Beam. And Ice Beam, oh man, this is such a great move to nail any Zygarde constructs, any Mega Salamence, the list goes on. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that I actually had a battle where I had someone actually switch in a Shaman Sky to predict a Water type move, but I predicted that prediction and I nailed them to the ground with Ice Beam, and it felt good. So I'm like, you know what, Ice Beam is an absolute keeper. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we got the one, we got the only, we got Judgment, ladies and gentlemen. And what this does is now it's a Water type move thanks to Splash Plate, and it is really good stab. It is a great way to deal with really solid damage to any opponent, to wear them down in conjunction with Toxic, unless of course if it's Primal Groudon. In other words, Judgment is useless, so just fire off Ice Beams if you are 1v1ing against Primal Groudon. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude half the team. And then, whoa, did we step into the pits of hell or something? What is this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that actually happens to be the entrance for Giratina. Oh man, this is absolutely nuts. I love Giratina. It is one of my good luck charms in random battle. I'm like, you know what? I want to take my good luck charm and utilize it in the most epic Uber team possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you guys to Giratina. Altered form, the bulkier of the two forms. And we get to the ability, it is going to be that of Pressure, and my god, what an amazing ability this is for a stall Pokemon, because what this does is it doubles the power point usage of your opponents. It just, oh man, this is absolutely amazing. And then we get to the item, it is going to be that of Leftovers. Really sexy item to pair with a Bulkasaurus Rex like Giratina. So with that said, we get to the details of the set even further. We're going to be giving this an impish nature to increase the physical defense and lower the special attack. And we have a 30 speed IV. Now, the reason for 30 speed IVs, in case you guys are wondering, is so that you will always be outpaced by the likes of Primal Groudon. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, Primal Groudon, they love to set up them rocks, okay? They love to set up them rocks to be annoying little, I should say, big fiery beasts that evaporate all of the water that they come in contact with. But the thing is, though, man, is that there is a very specific reason why we have 30 speed IVs. It is because of one of the moves, which I will be going into detail with soon enough. But speaking of details, we get to the EV spread, ladies and gentlemen. We're maxing out that health with 252 HP, and then we got 204 on the defense and 52 on the special defense, making this Pokemon, generally speaking, a really solid physical wall with some good special bulk to go with it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the first move, the absolute crunchy, awesomely cool set. Okay, this right here is the crux of this set, is what I'm trying to say. Defog. This right here is what's going to troll the absolute hell out of Primal Groudon when they try to set up the rocks on you, and they outspeed you, and they give you that crooked smile. They're thinking, ha, what are you going to do now? Well, see, here's the thing, though, ladies and gentlemen, is that, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to answer that? Well, I can just simply blow away your rocks with the defog, buddy. What you going to do now? Going to waste another turn setting up them rocks? Go ahead. I'm going to just keep defogging you, and if that don't work, well, the next move we got going on is Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail is a great move to shuffle opponents around, so that way not only do you screw up their setup, you screw up their plans, but it's just overall a great move to have, especially in conjunction with entry hazards. And this right here, I will say, does not work against Fairy-type Pokemon, so this move may not be 100% fail-safe, but it's a great move to have nonetheless. And then, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have Toxic. Yeah, baby. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, okay? Like, this is the scenario where I'm picturing Primal Groudon constantly trying to set up them entry hazards on you. It's like, go ahead, bro. Do your thing. Do what you want to do, man. I'm just going to keep defogging that shit away. And then I'm going to spread some Toxic Poison on you. And I'm just going to keep on defogging. I'm just going to keep on trolling. All that good stuff. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, one last thing, it gets Rest too, which is exactly what we're going to be using for our last move. And Rest is a solid move to have on this thing, because even though you're asleep for 2 turns, it heals up all of your HP and cures your statuses, and it's just a wonderful thing to have. So I mean, this Pokemon right here is a glutton for punishment. It can take hits for days. So, with that being said, this is definitely one Pokemon that you don't want to find yourself mismatched and disadvantaged against, because you're not going to take this thing down. Definitely not. And whoa, things just kind of got a little bit hellish here even further. Well, the reason why things got a little bit more fiery hellish-like is because of this Pokemon right here, Primal Groudon, our 5th team member. And how apropos that I was just talking about a 1v1 scenario with Giratina and Primal Groudon, and yet Primal Groudon has to work it side by side with the devil himself. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Primal Groudon, we got the big PG up in the hizzy, baby. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this Pokemon is absolutely splashable. It is a must. It is, oh man, like, I don't even know where to start with this Pokemon. For those of you guys that even have just a little bit of experience in Ubers, you know how good this Pokemon is. I don't think I even need to say anything more about it. But Desolate Land is a great ability that nullifies any and all water type moves, and thus also nullifies its 4 times weakness to water type moves, making it only weak to ground type moves. Oh man, that's so good. And in order for this to happen, you unfortunately need to be carrying the Red Orb, so you're not going to have any reliable way to recover via leftovers, via Citrus Berry, etc, etc, etc. But Red Orb, Primal Groudon, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. And then we get to the details even further of the set. We're going to be going for a sassy nature here, because what we're going to be doing here is it's going to be a mixed attacking, special defensive mixed wall, and Sassy's going to be lowering the speed and increasing the special defense, which is definitely something that you're going to want to have to patch up for Primal Groudon. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the EV spread. We're going to be going 248 EVs into the HP, 252 into the special defense, and 8 into defense. And with this thing having over 300 special defense and having naturally good physical bulk, this Pokemon is going to find plenty of opportunity to soak up hits like it soaks up water, baby. And the first move we got going on, it is going to be that of Stealth Rocks. And this in conjunction with Giratina's ability to shuffle. Oh man, this is going to be great, because Stealth Rock damages the opponents as an entry hazard based on their type. Yeah, here's looking at you, Ho-Oh. If you switch into Stealth Rocks, man, you're losing 50% of that health. It goes right to the Shadow Realm, baby. And the next move we got going on, it is going to be Precipice Blades. And even without any attack investment, base 180 attack with Precipice Blades, holy cow, like, this is a crazy move. Yes, it can miss occasionally, but when it doesn't miss, my god, it hurts. And the next move, ladies and gentlemen, we got is going to be Roar. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, if Dragon Tail doesn't work, well, Roar certainly will. And this does not have any bias whatsoever when it comes to your typing. It doesn't even care. It don't care if you're Geomancy, Xerneas, and all that stuff. It's gonna roar you out and ruin your setup, and ruin any setup that any Pokemon tries to attempt to foolishly try to do on you. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Fire-type Scald in the house, that being Lava Plume. It is a great base 80 Fire-type move that gets powered up by Desolate Land and by its new typing Fire and Ground being Stab. Lava Plume is going to hurt like hell, man, and it's got a 30% chance to give you a nasty burn, crippling your physical attack. Oh, man! This is just absolutely amazing, but can it get any better? Well, I say yes, it can, so allow me to introduce you guys to the last and final Pokemon member of the team. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the one and only genetic freakasillo, that being a Mega Mewtwo X. Okay, you're probably thinking, MegaCrasher, your team is sexy, your team is good, but why on earth would you want to use Mega Mewtwo X? I mean, there's many other choices, there's many other better choices for Mega Pokemon when it comes to Uber tiers. But here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, is that Mega Mewtwo X packs an irreplaceable niche here on this team, so it is an absolute must. So, with Mega Mewtwo X being a Psychic and Fighting type, it is going to be having a really interesting stab combination that is going to be combating a wide variety of threats in the Uber tier. Now, what we got going on here, in its base form, it is going to be having the ability Pressure, but once you Mega Evolve into Mega Mewtwo X, we get Steadfast, and this is going to troll any flinch users, because what happens is when you end up getting flinched, Steadfast is going to activate, and it's going to increase your speed by 1 stage, so you might want to think twice there before spamming your Serene Grace flinching moves there, Giratina. Yeah, I'm also talking at you, boy. I'm also talking at you there, Shaman Sky. Yeah, because Steadfast is going to crap all over you, man. And then we get to the item of choice. Obviously, should go without saying, it is going to be the Mutanite X for it to achieve its Mega Evolution in this regard. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the details of the set. We're going to be going for an all-out Jolly nature to increase the speed and lower the special attack. And we get to the EV spread. It is going to be 2v2 attack, 2v2 speed, and 4 into the defense. And then the first move we got going on, woohoo! It is going to be low kick, and this does a crap ton of damage to any Pokemon in the Uber tier, especially given the fact that Uber Pokemon are generally very, very, very heavy. And this is going to do a lot of damage regardless of what their typing and stats are. Holy cow, it's awesome. So the next move we got going on, it is going to be Taunt, and man alive, this is a great move to have on something as speedy as Mega Mewtwo X, because this is going to shut down any attempt for a Pokemon to try to set up and sweep on you, or try to set up and do their thing like a chicken wing, man. Except we're going to be eating them chicken wings, and you're not going to be having any supper. None for you. You're going to be sent to bed when you're dealing with this thing, man. And then the next move we got is going to be Zen Headbutt, and as I was making reference to earlier, Fighting and Psychic is a really solid offensive type combination, and the thing is that this is a great move to use because you got the Marshadows that are running around occasionally in the Uber tier trying to steal your stats, trying to steal your soul, but with Zen Headbutt, it is going to be a really solid, super effective move against Marshadow, and it's not going to be stealing anything from now on. Not to mention, this Pokemon has enough bulk to live a Shadow Sneak that is Stab and Technician boosted as well. Just something that you ought to know. And last but not least, we've got Stone Edge, because this is a solid move to use against the likes of Ho-Oh, against the likes of Mega Salamence. I mean, the thing is, Stone Edge with Fighting and Psychic type coverage, man oh man alive, it is absolutely amazing. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, you are walled by the likes of Aegislash, but Aegislash is nothing to this team because there are plenty of ways for Aegislash to be dealt with. It's not even that good in Ubers, to be honest with you, but please don't need choke me. That is just my humble opinion. I mean, who knows? Maybe Aegislash might be the best Uber Pokemon there is. I don't even know, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is going to be the conclusion of this team review, this team breakdown, this how to build team, this rate my team, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say thank you guys so very much for watching this video and allowing for me to give you guys more entertainment by sharing my team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I also said at the beginning of the program, if you guys have any suggestions for improving this team, then please let it rip. I really want to make this the absolute best team that I can make it, so that way I can start playing Ubers more effectively. So, with that said, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure you smash the like button, and also, like I said at the beginning of the program, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you guys will be the first to know when you see me upload next. And with that said, I want to say thank you guys very much for watching this video. I love each and every single one of you guys, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, support, stay positive, keep it 100, and I'll see you next upload.